not be televised, but it is on Twitch.
Warning. The following podcast is another wasted hour. Warning. The following podcast is another wasted hour.
Don't waste my motherfucking time!
I am so excited. This is the first time anyone's seen us do the show.
So excited.
I know. Usually we have people hear the show like a week later.
Right.
We have the people who are in studio who obviously hear the show and see the show.
Right.
But people in general don't get to see what we're doing here in the studio.
They don't know if you have pants on or anything.
Right. And so this week we actually
Well, I guess now we still can't tell if you have pants on.
That's true. You can't tell from the picture, but we're live right now on Twitch TV, twitchtv.com/Legolish. You know, it's weird that I'm saying this because we're not live right now, but we are. Like when people listen to this.
Not, but we are.
Right. Don't go there to listen to this now. You can still go there.
Right.
Because BJ, our guest this evening, he'll be up there doing all of his Twitch TV things. This show won't be one of them when you go and listen to this podcast. But as we're making the podcast, it's also on Twitch TV.
Yes.
So that's pretty cool. So needless to say, let me get this out of the way before we continue. Unfortunately, Victor's still teaching children how to children. That's what he's doing right now.
Good job. Good job.
So he won't be with us, but we do have BJ, who is known as Legolish on Twitch TV. The next hour is going to be replaced with an ignorant, uninformed, ill-advised, self-deprecating moron ranting about opinions that I have no right to have, which are probably wrong and absolutely do not matter. You may also qualify.
I was about to say, also, you're here.
That's right. I'm also here. So there's two this week. This is good. I try not to drag my guests through the mud. Right. This time, maybe so. So our goal here at Another Wasted Hour is to convince you that where we hail from, just outside Washington, D.C., is not just a city of politics and scandals, but one brimming with art, music, and culture.
Yes.
Cultures, like bacteria.
Yes. Lots of all of those things.
Mm-hmm. As impossible as that may seem. So listeners, now that you know why you're here, I am Keith. As I said before, joining us from the future is BJ,
or the
a.k.a.
past, depending on
Legolish.
how you look.
That's true. Well, see, my take is that you're coming from the future because you're up on Twitch TV, which is like trendy and cool.
Live
I'm
internet.
in a podcast, which was cool like 2 years ago.
Right.
We're behind the trend. You're ahead of the trend.
Right.
So you've come back from the future to get on audio only and be like, hey guys.
Right.
Maybe
look at what you can do with video and like wireless internet and phones and stuff.
Well, and I'd also like to introduce to everyone in the listening audience, we have an audience today.
Yes.
Which is pretty cool. So you want to tell us who's also listening? Do we have
Burkana, a previous guest of Another Wasted Hour.
Yeah.
Andy. And a few other crafty friends, a few other, I think, only local friends so far.
Right. We have a Golden Stitch, which is like a golden snitch.
Yes.
But
but
a little more crafty.
But Stitchy, yes.
Yeah, exactly.
She makes things instead of just flies around and
we
has
have
people try to catch her.
We have a robot. We have a Lego Borg.
Yes.
What is that?
That is a program that is actually running on my computer that helps run my show.
I like to think that it's just assimilating people. As they go into your chat,
it's
they're like, you're now part of
here.
This. Yes.
You don't get to leave anymore. You stay here now.
So we have people live chatting us right now in the Twitch TV chat room.
Yes.
Yeah, for Legolish. So tell us a little, for those people, there's some people who are right now listening and they're going, okay, I followed along with there's a person in the room.
Right.
And then I was lost from that point forward.
And then there are also people on the internet in the room with us.
Yeah.
But they can't actually talk.
So,
well, I mean, they can talk, but it's all text.
Yeah. So see right now they're chatting.
The whole deal with Twitch is it's a live streaming website. So it's like podcasting, but live. And normally people do, there's always video involved. So people do things from crafting things to gaming to just straight up IRL streaming, which is what we are basically doing right now. We're streaming things that we're doing in real life.
That's crazy.
But then we're doing it on the internet. So is it real life because it's on the internet?
Right.
And, it's this whole other thing.
We now have an existential crisis of what is
real, what's not, what's
now. We don't know what now is right now.
Right. Because especially at this point, when the podcast goes live,
exactly.
Now is
later.
Not now.
Right.
But then later is now. And it's like Spaceballs.
We're live streaming, but not now.
Right.
We were.
Yes.
When it was now.
Right. But then you can go back and you can go to my channel and you can watch the old video of this.
Okay.
So you can like listen to the audio and watch the video because your audio is going to be better than mine is.
That's true. We could line it up somehow
and just take it and stick it together and throw it on YouTube or something and just get everybody involved.
This is going to be amazing.
Right.
What we're doing is
totally a good idea.
Yeah, no, this is totally good. So we've we've already got chat. Somebody says it's timey-wimey. That's absolutely Yeah, it's
nobody knows when anything happens at all.
It's very difficult.
There's no schedule.
Now Twitch TV started where, as I understand it, people were playing video games often very well.
Right.
And other people would watch them play video games. Which is basically lost on anyone over the age of 40.
Right.
Right. Like they're like, why would you do that?
Way back in the day, it actually started as a thing called Justin.tv.
I remember this. Yeah.
And it was, and then in the Justin TV days, it was actually a lot more a lot more IRL streaming.
Right.
And then it sort of got repackaged into Twitch TV and it became a lot more gaming stream related. And there's a lot of big charity events and everything that all take place on Twitch TV. Like
I've seen there's a gaming marathon.
Awesome Games Done Quick is coming actually in January. There is one in July, but it's Summer Games Done Quick. But that takes the Awesome Games Done Quick actually takes place in the DC area.
Really?
It's actually just a couple minutes from here, right over next to Dulles.
All right, we should go do
and
that.
they do tickets are already sold out.
They should come here.
Yes.
And
we'll
talk
to some people. I'll talk to some people.
We're going to make this happen.
And we'll see what we can do.
Yeah.
But they've raised, Awesome Games Done Quick has raised, I think, more than $25 million for assorted charities in the area. And that's just in the last couple of years that they've been running. They actually started at one of their first big events was one of the at the 4-H out in Leesburg.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. So they started super local and they've expanded to multiple events and they sell out their entire event. I think it's 4,500 tickets or something.
And it had started out when it was Justin TV. It started out as a guy named Justin.
Yes.
Who just wore a camera all over the place.
Right. That's like people trying to stream their life 24/7.
Yeah. And that was, of course, like the first piece of that. What was the original one? There was a girl who was like in an apartment and just had cameras everywhere. Do you remember that?
Yes.
Somebody will have to email us with that.
Yeah, I should. Somebody live Google that.
Yeah.
Google that because I should know what it is because
she had like 4 cameras and a cat and people were like enthralled by it and nothing ever happened.
Right. That name, I should know what that name is off the top of my head. Somebody do that.
We have people on the internet right now who should be doing our bidding.
One of my mods should be on top of that. Mods are moderators.
Okay.
Who people have, authority over your chat. So if you have a lot of people and it starts to get unruly and people posting things.
Unruly chats?
Mine is not, but mine is also normally not that large. There are chats that do get very unruly because they have 6,000 plus people in them.
Yeah.
I don't have
that's a lot.
That problem.
Because that was quotes for the video.
Yes, that was air quotes. That was big old air quotes. But that is a specific problem that some people do have. So moderators are a thing that help you keep control over your, like, what's going on in your scene and in your community without you having to personally do it. You have people there.
Do people come onto the chat when you're not there? And
there are some, not mine personally, but there are some that have people that have chats that are just live 24/7. People
that's crazy.
always chatting in them.
Okay, well, so if people want to join in on your chat 24/7, they can.
Right. They
go up to twitch.tv/Legolish. That's spelt with the combination of Legolas, I guess, and then Lego.
Yes, that name actually comes from my mom.
Oh, really?
Because when Lord of the Rings came out, I had super long blonde hair that you can see most of if you go and look at the VOD, you know.
Yeah.
And she was like, wow, you're like Legolas, except ish. And I was like, okay, perfect. That I was looking for an internet name change anyways.
Oh, there
and that
you
was
go.
when they first came out. So that's how long I've been going with that name.
Nice. So that is Legolish.
Yes.
I got that right. So go swing by there. In the meantime, we're going to swing away from Twitch TV. We'll be back. We want to find out more about this. But I want to jump into what is often our favorite episode or segment of the episode. That is the weather report. So for those of you who are watching or listening and don't know what this is, BJ, you already know. You've heard before. We're going to go through a list of things that we found on the internet that as news articles. BJ, I'm going to put you in charge of your very own media empire. You're going to create a publication, be it a magazine or newspaper. And as the editor-in-chief of that publication, you're going to let me know if these make it into your publication. All right.
Right.
You're welcome to also place them on what page you would like. That is not required. But I'm just pitching you things.
Right.
I want to be a reporter for you.
It's very important to fill out the pictorial.
Yeah, exactly.
Yes, you do.
And so I'm going to pitch these to you as an up and coming reporter. Things that I think that maybe we should have in our publication. At the end, I'm going to ask you the name of your publication because that's going to be important so that people can catch it on newsstands.
Right.
All right. So without further ado, we all have one friend who posts articles without bothering to read them or checking the veracity on Snopes.com. You know those people, right? So this week, there were so many of those friends on the internet that it ended up becoming a trending topic on Twitter. The topic, R.I.P. Marilyn Manson. See, the problem is Marilyn Manson is alive.
Yes.
Charles Manson.
Yes. Brian is fine.
Yes.
Charles is not.
Yeah. Who is one of the most famous inmates in the world. He's the one that died. But Twitter trended with RIP Marilyn Manson. They didn't check their sources.
Yeah. No.
Or they're too young to know.
Reading is very hard.
It is. It is difficult. So it's probably lucky that he is no longer alive, because if he were alive, he'd probably have some other impressionable people kill you for putting that crap on the internet and then deny it.
Right.
That's how he works. So so it is an unfortunate case of mistaken identity.
Right.
Is it news? Will it make it into your publication?
I don't know. Mistaking somebody's identity on the internet, is that really newsworthy? Because it happens all the time.
What if it had actually the amount of trend?
What if them trending actually? What if he was literally suffocated under the weight of those tweets?
If they had killed him with the number of tweets,
I think that would have impeded his upcoming tour.
That would have made it difficult.
Yeah.
If he was dead, although it would have been pretty edgy.
Right.
I'm just saying he would have liked it.
They've got holograms and stuff for that now. It's fine.
That's true. So not news. You're not gonna put that in.
Maybe we'll see how everything else goes.
Oh,
what
you're
else?
Gonna
what
hold
else
out?
do you have? Yes.
Oh my goodness.
What else do you have?
I've never let anyone hold out before, but okay. I see how you're gonna be cautious.
You're gonna hit me with something hot.
Okay.
I want to be burned out of my chair.
All right, fair enough. So yeah, we're looking at we have Chip Chan.
That is the answer for.
Was it? I thought it was like Heather Cam or something.
Probably at least one person, but yeah, that was one of the people that we found in chat.
Yeah, that's Chip Chan is what the
a live answer to a podcast.
We also
that
have
happens in the future.
Shizelia.
Shezi is another person from the internet, another regular in my chat.
Excellent. Well, welcome.
Is now showing up and
hello.
Welcome to the podcast.
You're now on a podcast as well.
Welcome literally to the future.
Yeah. All right. So let's see. Let's see. Next, I got to get a good one. Here's a good one, I think. Linkin Park was kicked out of the American Music Awards after accepting an award.
I saw this headline, and I did not read the story because I was actually just about to start streaming, and I was like, I don't want to read that story before I start to try to do stuff on the internet,
right?
Because, but I think this will be. So this will get a page.
All right. So
this will get at least a paragraph.
In addition to accepting an award for favorite alternative rock artist, Linkin Park had the distinct honor of being escorted out of the AMAs by the police, not the band, but the actual Los Angeles police.
Right.
The group had been given temporary badges before accepting their awards, and when they got off the stage, they were confronted by security. Neither security or the LAPD apparently recognized the band members, and they were escorted out of the event. Now, maybe this is inappropriate, but I'm going to go ahead and say I bet this wouldn't have happened if Chester had been there.
Right.
I think
I'm
right.
Probably,
they would have been like,
yeah, but how do you not recognize Mike, the other guy? Not Mike.
That's the problem.
See, Mike, I think Mike Shinoda is the DJ guy, and
we have no idea.
There's the other guy that's like the hype man and the other singer that I would recognize.
You sure?
But I can't remember his name.
So yeah, we don't know.
But if they were there for if they were there for the show, you would figure somebody on stage would be like, oh no, they're supposed to be here.
You would think somebody would go, hold on, what were you doing on stage? And they were like, oh, we got this award.
Yeah, we have these things that have award. Like the name of the thing that we're here
Linkin
for.
Park.
Right.
Did you steal that from Linkin Park? Get in the car.
Yes, I stole this from Linkin Park. Yes.
That'd be great if they had gotten arrested for assaulting Linkin Park and taking their awards. Yes. All right, so you're going to give this a page in the publication.
Yes, I think so.
All right, good. So we've got one down. It is now just a flyer, right?
Right. We got one page. We're good.
We're not to pamphlet yet, but
no. We got plenty of space for banner ads. We got lots of pop-ups on the page.
We're monetizing.
We're gonna make money. We're gonna make money here.
Yes. All right. Well, this may take up some of our ad space.
Okay.
Macklemore. Have you heard of Macklemore?
Yes. He's the thrift shop guy.
Yes, exactly. Apparently, this is the headline. Macklemore uses nude Justin Bieber painting as sex aid.
Let
that sink in.
Yeah, it was like a pro or a con sex aid.
So I'll go on.
Is it like Margaret Thatcher naked on a cold day?
Well, exactly. So you know how when you buy a really clever white elephant gift and then nobody takes it at the end?
Right.
Yeah, that kind of happened to Macklemore. So he kept his nude portrait of Justin Bieber that he bought off of Etsy.
Is like a real nude portrait or like a conceptual?
No, it's a conceptual.
Okay.
I'm going to go ahead and say it's conceptual because I'll describe it in just a moment. The pictures have been described as by Rolling Stone as a transfixing rendition of a naked Justin Bieber with maple syrup pouring down his chest onto a pancake balanced on his boner.
Okay.
I see I have your attention.
Yes. Yeah, that's gonna sell some ad space.
So we'll let Macklemore speak more for himself on this one because I think the quote kind of sums this up. I'm very proud of it. It's become a huge headline, like Macklemore owns a naked picture of Justin Bieber's dick pancake painting. It's like part of my thing now, he laughed. So it goes right above my bed, and whenever I'm with my wife intimately, I can always stare at it if I want to control my orgasm, like just slow it down.
So it is Margaret Thatcher naked on a cold day. Perfect.
Yeah, it's pancake dick Justin Bieber. We should all get
same
one.
Thing. Yeah.
Why don't they just print these?
I'm sure we can find somebody that'll do that.
So we could put it. What we could do is we could put it in the publication, and people could use it. That'll be
the ad space, right?
Yeah.
We'll just sell them for $15 a piece.
Yeah.
And just full page that. Done.
Done.
Job done.
And now we'll
sell out every time we print.
A love machine.
Right.
Right. All right. So is that in? Are we in?
Yes.
Yeah. All right, this is good. We're now to pamphlet.
Yeah.
We have 2 pages.
Yeah, we get 2 pages.
Either that or we're just front and back. I don't know.
Right.
I'm going to leave it to you.
Yeah.
All right.
We'll figure it out.
you may have heard about Randall Sato escaping from a mental institution in Hawaii and catching a flight to the Bay Area a couple weeks back. Did you hear about this?
Yes.
He escaped from a mental institution, got on a plane, and nobody was like, hey,
right.
Are you a
Do
mental...
we need to check that guy's ID? Nah.
He's just wearing a smock. That
It's
seems
fine.
weird.
I'm sure that's fine.
Yeah, no, we don't have...
There was nothing on the backscatter,
Literally the backscatters. That's all gone.
Right.
Because it's just
a smock. It's fine.
Like, there was no scattering back at all. So we now get to hear it from his side of the story. Okay. First of all, he's surprised the escape worked.
Right.
He only escaped to show that he should be free. Right?
Okay.
So essentially what he said is he broke out to prove to the powers that be that he could exist in a community without murdering
was the way
anyone.
that he got out, which I'm not even supposed to be here today.
Right, yeah.
And somebody was like, oh, okay, cool. Yeah, go ahead.
Yeah, so his point is basically like, look, while I was out, I didn't murder anyone.
Right.
So I'm basically good.
Right.
Like we're good. Right.
Right.
That was the thing I was in for, was that murdering stuff, and I'm not doing it.
I didn't do it.
Right.
Anymore.
So we're great.
Right.
Right. And which should be the reason you put him back in, because you're like, that's not how that works.
Yeah,
crazy person.
but you already did the thing.
Yeah, he didn't kill anyone again, is essentially his argument. So he's just declined to explain where he got a fake ID and money to pay not only for the taxi, but the chartered flight to California. That's not cheap.
It was a chartered flight.
Yeah, a chartered flight.
Okay.
I want to know where he got it to,
Yeah.
so I can tap that guy for a
so I
chartered
don't have
flight.
to ride next to people anymore.
Yeah. But when he told he would be sent back to Hawaii, where he's facing escape charges, he said, no, thanks. That's very polite.
Right.
Yeah.
No, I'm good.
No, I'm going to stay here if that's all right with everyone.
If it has anything to do with me, I will choose to not be imprisoned.
Yeah. Is that possible? No.
Yeah.
No. What if I say please?
Right.
Can I do that? No.
Right.
All right. Well,
I'm sure I can convince somebody to give me sugar on top.
Right.
Because that's apparently how this works.
if I have to, I'll murder them to get sugar on top. Oh, wait. No, I didn't say that.
Wait, no,
I'm sorry.
no, hold on.
I'm not murdering people. I'm sorry.
Taking a step back.
I was not supposed to murder people.
Right.
Oh, God. This is so hard. Sanity.
Right.
So now that we hear from inside, now that we've lost a famous prisoner due to death, we now have a new famous prisoner.
Right.
Is his side of the story
questionable guard choices?
I guess.
Right.
Is it news? Are we putting it in the publication?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm gonna give that one some space because you gotta have some nice light fluff kind of not the pancake fluff kind of.
I was gonna say we had some fluffing happening earlier.
That's anti-fluff.
That's non-fluff.
Yeah.
That's the opposite.
Yes.
All right. So cool. We're now at a small booklet.
Yeah, we're good. We got 3 now.
This is good. Yeah. Did you make any choices about the first one? Marilyn Manson being dead or not? You're still holding out. Okay, that's fine.
Yeah, we'll hold that. We'll hold that as possible clickbait.
All right. So we might have clickbait.
Yeah.
So this is good. We have your Borg has just gone insane. Do you know this? I'm looking at it.
Oh yeah, that's you could probably ignore that.
It's just saying
that's okay. So
pickles and
the way
cat boo. What does all that mean?
Throw in real quick to how Twitch works.
Yeah.
Twitch is actually the chat and everything is actually a modified IRC client.
Okay. Fair enough.
So one of the things that the modified IRC client does is in all of the chats and everything, it will look for specific strings of characters and replace those with an image.
Oh, okay.
And you have to have the specific plugins involved, like installed, to be able to translate all of those things into images. So those random strings of text are supposed to be random strings of pictures.
So not much better.
No. Yeah, I mean,
but it did yell butts several times, so that's good.
Yes.
I like that. And Hostway. I'm not sure what Hostway
is actually a clip from an anime music video called Me Me Me.
Okay.
And it's some anime girl shaking her butt, and it's like a dance thing, and it's Well,
speaking of shaking butts and dance things, Our next piece of news. I'm going to just break it down into a very simple headline. Headline is Navy admits to penis sky drawing.
Yes, I saw this.
Yes.
And I mean, I didn't specifically see it in person, but I saw a picture of it.
Yeah.
And I can't say that I wouldn't do the same thing.
If you had a jet.
Yeah.
I'm surprised the crazy guy in the chartered jet didn't do it.
Right.
Like just a couple loops. Can we do?
You know, just get all the chemtrails going and just chemtrail a giant dick over Arizona.
Why not? Right. So in a statement to KRM2 News, Navy officials said, the Navy holds its air crew to the highest standards, and we find this absolutely unacceptable, of zero training value, and we are holding the crew accountable. I'd like to hold the presses for a second because zero training value. I would beg to differ. I think they literally just trained the entire next generation of boys drawing inside of school desks.
Right.
Right? Like there's
that, and that training was on point. Yeah.
That's right. Because if you don't have that training, it can be hard.
Right. It can be really nuts trying to pull something off like that.
Yeah. You're sitting there holding the bag.
Yeah.
When you don't get it right. And
if you don't pull it off, you're going to get the shaft.
You are. So this is just all.
So yeah, this is going in.
This is going in just for the puns.
Phrasing. Yeah,
okay.
Yeah.
This is going in. All right. So we've gotten to the last possible news segment. I think this is interesting. So some people have said that the U.S. has taken a real turn for the worst. Apparently, that news has spread. A video has turned up of two very upset young Canadian boys. They were so upset because their parents surprised them with a trip to Disney World. The problem is, as a cover, the parents had originally told the boys they were heading to Winnipeg. And when the boys found out they would have to trade the magic of Winnipeg for the literal Magic Kingdom, they were devastated. One screamed, "You said we're going to Winnipeg! You're a liar!" So, you know it's take a turn for the worst.
Yeah, when you don't want to go to Disney World.
I want to go to Winnipeg.
We're good.
We're going to stay above the border.
I don't want to cross the border. They're weird down there now.
They may not let us in. We don't know.
And if they do, they might not let us out.
So the Winnipeg Department of Tourism is now using the video to promote the wild, wonderful world of Winnipeg. Why should you go to Winnipeg? Well, it's better than Disney World.
Better than Disney, apparently.
I'm waiting for the Super Bowl when they go, "Hey, you just won the Super Bowl. Where are you going?" And the winning quarterback goes, "Winnipeg, bitches."
It's like, what are you going to do up there? I don't know.
No, I don't. Watch the Jets.
Yeah. Perfect.
Now, I do have to be honest because I don't want to mislead the public a bit. Truth be told, the video was originally recorded about 4 years ago. So you know what that means, right? Thanks, Obama.
Right. Yeah.
He was the reason.
Right.
It's always Obama.
Always.
Ruining the United States. Even now.
Right. Yep.
All right. So is it going into your publication?
Yeah. That's got enough like kind of slap the knee, a little slap the knee clout.
All right.
Kind of making fun, a little satire.
So you've accepted everything into your publication except maybe Marilyn Manson.
Maybe.
So you have to decide now, Marilyn Manson or no Marilyn Manson, which is what the internet already decided no Marilyn Manson because they think he's dead.
Right. Sure, why not? Let's
everything's in.
Yeah, fine.
Oh, I've done the best.
I mean, that's like 6 pages, so it's like front and back 3.
Yeah, that's fine.
Easy.
All right, so excellent. We have a very full week of news. If I wanted to read more about all of this, what would I check the newsstands for? What is the name of your publication?
I think I'm gonna go with "This Just In" finger guns, and you gotta have the asterisk finger guns. Yeah. Asterisk.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. Like
not the emoji, like the colon.
No. Like old school kind of text finger guns.
All right. I like that.
And all of the art will actually be ASCII art, including the picture of Justin Bieber.
Right. And the pancake.
Yes.
An ASCII pancake.
It will all be ASCII art.
Dong
It'll be
pancake.
perfect. It'll be printed on a dot matrix printer.
All right. So for one more time, what was it?
It's this just in. Finger guns.
Finger guns. All right. So check the newsstands for this just in finger guns coming to a newsstand near you. If you like your news in more of a live stream fashion, go to twitch.tv /Legolas. Legolish. I should say. Legolish-ish.
Close enough.
Yeah.
Ish.
And go check out our guest here today, BJ, otherwise known as Legolish.
Yes.
As he does his thing. So what kinds of things do you do on your channel? You said that there's a wide range of things that happen. Right. What is the Legolish channel like if I wanted to participate?
I am what's normally called a variety caster, which means I stream a variety of games.
Sure.
I mean, because basically I don't really have the patience to sit down and play like one game 8 hours a day for months at a time. I can't be bothered to do that. So
are you supposed to do that? Go through
there are some people that do that. They are like
they do.
Yes.
They do that.
They are an Overwatch streamer that streams only Overwatch, the game called Overwatch for, 8 hours, 12 hours a day.
Okay.
4 or 5 days a week.
Wow.
And because there are games that require what's called grinding, that requires a lot of sort of doing the same content over and over again.
Okay.
So games like that kind of lend themselves to streaming, because then a streamer can do that content and then other people that are also grinding the game can watch you do the same content at the same time. And then, it's like doing something with somebody else. Like, you're working on a thing, and that way, you're hanging out with people that are doing the same thing.
Do people ever jump on with the person who's streaming and go do stuff with them?
Yeah, there are people that play with their communities all the time.
Okay.
That there are people that do, depending on the size of the community, air fingers.
Sure.
Air quotes and
finger guns.
Yeah, finger guns. The community. People actually do giveaways to get people to join their groups, and if you have 600-700 people, it can be kind of hard to cull it down to 4 people that are going to play with you.
Sure.
So you would just do a quick little raffle of no actual money or anything. You just say a word in chat.
Mm-hmm.
And then it just draws from the people that said the word, and they can jump in and play with whoever's streaming. And
that's cool.
Then you're actually firsthand engaging the streamer instead of just hanging out in chat and talking and everything.
Right, you're right there in the stream.
Right. So, but I'm kind of a variety caster where I play kind of whatever I feel like playing at a time. And I've recently been playing a game that's been out for a little while called Stardew Valley, and it's kind of a farming simulator where you're, you get tired, your character gets tired of the corporate life of working in a cubicle and then
that's true.
Goes and moves back to the family farm and tries to turn it around.
Have you thought about throwing them for a loop and one day you just live stream you actually farming?
I've thought about doing that. There's some stuff I have to do around the house. Like I'm refinishing an old smoker.
Oh, okay.
And I have to
Grandpa.
Right. I have to scrape all the rust out of it and buff it all out and everything.
Well,
and now that I actually have,
that took a dark turn.
Now that I actually have it, Grandpa's really rusty. Honestly, at this point, that dude's mostly rust. He's been
scrape him out.
He's been rusting out for a while.
Oh my goodness.
So now that I have a phone mount like this, then I could actually live stream it. It would be mostly muted because I have to literally grind the rust out of a steel drum.
Right, like sanding and
But then
stuff.
I could hang out and do all that kind of stuff and just hang out and listen to music.
You attach this to the vacuum cleaner.
Stick it up on just hang it up on the fence and just sit there with the drill, that kind of stuff. And then there are people that do Golden Stitch that's actually live in our chat right now.
Yeah.
She does, she has an Etsy shop where she does a lot of custom embroidery stuff.
Okay. So
her and another friend of ours, Imperial Girl, who is somebody else that you know of, but named Misty. She does, basically they have an Etsy shop and they do the stuff that they would normally just make for their Etsy shop. They just stream it live.
So you can order something from them and then see it being made.
Literally watch them make a purse or a towel or whatever.
All right. That's that's pretty awesome to see. It's taking things to kind of the next level of buying something custom and then seeing it be made. So, all right, well, cool. Well, you know what I'm going to do? Let's move on to This Week in History. But we have people in chat right now who are watching the show. And I think when we get done with This Week in History, maybe we'll turn over and see if anybody has any questions in the chat room as well that we can vamp on. So This Week in History is pretty straightforward. I'm going to give you several things that happened this week in history. And then now that you're an editor-in-chief, you'll be able to let me know using whatever criteria you wish what the most important, impactful historical thing is to you.
Right.
Yeah.
Personally to me.
Yeah, by any means you want. Yeah. So without further ado, 1895. I went all the way back to 1895. So we have American inventor Frederick E. Basnell, something like that. Blasnell. I think it's Blasnell. Sound familiar?
Sort of.
Yeah. So Blasnell. You might recognize it depending. I believe I have seen a brand name of this.
Yeah.
He patented the pencil. So I believe there are Basnell pencils out there. And that happened in 1895. Before that, everything was permanent.
Right. You just painted or...
Yeah. Well, here's the question.
Carved it into a stone.
When did they invent the eraser? Because otherwise the pencil's useless, right? Like, why would you use pencil? Like, it was like 100 years later. Right. Like, we made an eraser.
Well, that's like tin cans.
Yeah.
Yeah. Where they were invented something like 80 years or something before can openers were.
Right.
So
that's true. Because you basically use a church key and you would just like maul the top of it.
It was during the American Revolution or something, and they resorted to just shooting cans open.
Yeah.
Because they didn't have can openers. Right. They had cans, but no can openers, so they just shot them.
Right.
Because America.
Yeah, right. And that's how America was formed.
By shooting tin cans.
Hey, we should make a country where we shoot tin cans.
Perfect.
Right? So all those movie tropes where people have cans up on like a fence, those are
all historically accurate.
Those are full
and they're
cans.
just hungry. They're not learning. No. They're just hungry.
Exactly. I'm so hungry. I missed again. I'm going to starve to death.
Apparently 48 years.
Was until the eraser?
48 years after the invention of tin cans, can openers were invented.
Oh, okay. Yeah, that's a long time.
That was a answer from the home office.
Yeah, we have people helping with the show. I need chat all the time. All right, so next, 1947, Princess Elizabeth marries Philip Mountbatten. We won't get this so much in America, but on the other side of the pond, people know exactly what's going down.
Right.
That is otherwise known as Queen Elizabeth and Prince Philip.
Right.
So you may know them. They're fairly famous.
Yeah. I've heard of them before.
Yes, they're quite important.
Right.
Although it's interesting because you have a queen. You usually have a king and a queen. We have a queen and a prince.
Right.
So that begs to know, we know who wears the crown in that relationship.
Right.
Right.
Well, they both do, but one's just bigger than the other.
Right. But yeah, how many times do you have to bow to each other? I don't know how it works.
Right. How does that's something we're not privy to here in the colonies.
Yeah, exactly.
How do you bow? And we know how to bow, but why?
Why do you do it?
Right.
That's so weird. So happy 70th anniversary to them. 1948, KFC founder Colonel Sanders, who is 58 at the time, weds his longtime employee Claudia Price. I didn't have her age, but I'm assuming it's 16, because at that
probably
in the 1948 it's always scandalous, right? So I would assume, but then again, if it was a longtime employee, that would mean she started when she was 8.
Right. So. Yeah. Then it gets a little
yeah.
Then it's fine now, apparently.
Why? Yeah. Why not? Right. Yeah. So something to keep in mind that Colonel Sanders was taken, ladies. Just so you know. In case
he's Colonel, not Bachelor Sanders.
Right.
If it was Bachelor Sanders, it only would have been 2 herbs and spices.
He'd have been
because he didn't have to impress anybody.
His herbs and spices would have been spread everywhere else.
I was no, it's fine.
Yeah. All right. 1968. Heidi Game. Do you know who Heidi Game is?
No.
An NBC broadcast. So the Heidi Game is an instance in time. In 1968, there was an NBC broadcast of the Oakland Raiders versus the New York Jets.
Right.
That game was cut off in the last minutes to start the movie Heidi.
Ah, right.
Yes. During which Oakland scored 2 touchdowns in 9 seconds to come from behind and win 43-32.
2 touchdowns in 9 seconds.
Yeah. And
I would probably still watch football if that kind of stuff happened on a regular basis.
And so, needless to say, there were a bunch of people who were like, fuck Heidi, this is bullshit.
What the hell?
Like, they're like, hey, did you see the game last night? I know. Yeah, it's a shame that the Raiders lost it. No, they didn't. The two touchdowns in 9 seconds. Oh, I was watching Heidi at the time.
Yeah.
At the time, the interesting thing, in 1968, there's no like NFL ticket. There's
no TiVo. You couldn't stream it on the internet from wherever.
No, you're screwed.
No, you get what's on your 3 channels. That's it.
So you picked up the newspaper the next day and you were like, what the fuck?
Right.
Like,
what happened?
Jesus Christ.
What happened?
Do we have a replay at least?
And you would have to actually go to a movie theater and literally watch a replay of film.
Right. Probably. Yeah, the NFL films. So I believe that's where they now do not interrupt games because of the backlash. All right, 1980. This one you have to know. I'm going to lay it out in one simple question.
I was not very old.
1980 still. Here's the question of the year 1980. Who shot JR?
Wasn't that Maggie Simpson?
That was not Maggie Simpson. That was the Simpsons that did that.
Okay.
78 million people watched Dallas.
Like I said, I wasn't very old. And I mean, I was...
you heard about this, though.
Month, something old. So, yeah, I did not personally...
You don't
experience this.
You don't know.
I have heard, but yeah, wasn't that Maggie? I think it was Maggie, right?
And so they tuned in to watch Dallas.
No, wait, it was Dallas, so it was like one of the people with big hair, right?
Yes, it was, right.
Okay.
No. So they found out that Kristen shot JR, making this the highest rated. Oh, I apologize. Spoiler alert.
Oh, wait, sorry. Sorry, hashtag spoilers.
Yes, hashtag spoilers. Kristen shot JR.
If you have not seen that episode of Dallas yet from 1980.
Yeah.
Sorry, it's too late now.
We apologize.
We ruined it.
Yeah, we've ruined it. Making it the highest rated TV episode to date.
To date.
Yeah. Nothing else more.
Well, granted, it was also 1980, so you only had the 3 channels. So what else were you going to watch?
Right, yeah.
What would you... Who would run anything against that?
It was Heidi. That was what was on the other channel.
You run reruns of, I don't know, Three's Company. Was that a thing yet?
It probably was.
No, I don't think it was.
Three's Company from the 84? I think Three's Company was like the 70s, wasn't it? Didn't it start in the 70s? I don't know. All right, moving on. 1984. McDonald's makes its 50 billionth hamburger. 50 billionth hamburger.
That's a lot of hamburgers.
They still taste that way. And you'd think they'd have practice.
I have to be 100% honest. I have not eaten at McDonald's in years.
Yeah.
And the last thing I had at McDonald's was a McGangbang.
Now, for people that don't understand, what is the McGangbang?
A McGangbang is when you get a McChicken sandwich and a McDouble, and you peel it apart. Yeah. Depending on your flavor, McGangbang, you take out...
That's a weird word to use for that.
Your flavor. You take out your varying levels of like the bread from the McChicken.
Okay.
So there are some people that go like McFull Gangbang, where you take the whole...
Yeah.
Where you take the whole McChicken and you put it in between the 2 burgers of the McDouble.
It's a sandwich and a sandwich.
Right. And and it's also $2.
Yeah. I would think you'd need to press that pretty hard to get it in your mouth.
It's not that bad. Because
it would be hard to get an entire gangbang in your mouth.
Think about it. When you get a McDouble or any sort of sandwich at all from McDonald's, it's already pretty smushed.
That's true. And they've gradually gotten smaller over the years.
Right.
I remember when a cheeseburger was
sort of looked like a cheeseburger.
It was like cheeseburger size, and
now they're like kind of shriveled and
now
wrinkled
like,
up a little bit.
It's like, are you a slider? You look a little like a slider, and so you put them, and some other ones would be just the chicken patty, I assume.
Right.
Between.
Yeah. You
like
have
the
like
gangbang?
Just the top bun or just the bottom bun from the McChicken, or some people do like just the chicken apparently, and it's like, you already paid $2 for the sandwich. Why would you just not eat all of both of them?
Right.
That's
well,
just
some
weird.
people just like eating the buns.
Right.
At a gangbang. Right?
Right.
Yeah. I think that's what it is.
That's where the real spice comes from.
Saving it for later. That's what it is. I'm gonna end with this.
Right. You gotta clean up with something afterwards. So you gotta save one of the buns.
Sop it up.
Right.
All right.
I'm gonna get fucking banned.
Are there rules? There's no rules on our podcast.
There are rules on Twitch, but no, I'm fine. There's no like, we have pants on. It's fine.
Yeah.
It's fine.
We're doing
it's
okay.
Fine.
It's allowed. We're allowed to do this. If we say it enough times. All right, 1992, NBC's Dateline airs a segment showing a GM truck exploding during a car crash test. They failed to disclose that they had used an explosive device to ensure the explosion.
I'm gonna say, well, it wasn't a Yugo or anything.
No, it was a GMC
somebody
truck.
in chat has driven a Yugo before.
Really? Oh my goodness.
Yeah, Burkana's first car was a Yugo wagon.
Nice.
But I'm gonna put this high up on that list though. You know, clarity in advertising is pretty important.
Yeah, they should probably have said.
Yeah.
P.S.
By
Sometimes
the way,
these explode.
This exploded, but it did have a bomb in it.
Right. Which is true of most cars.
Right. They are inherently kind of a bomb. It's just like a really
right. If you put a bomb in almost anything, it could possibly explode.
Right.
Like mailboxes. It really doesn't have to be a car at that point. So, but yeah, I understand that what they're probably saying is like, this sometimes occurs without the bomb.
We're going to make sure that it happens so we don't have to film it over and over again.
We need 50 trucks and we need them lined up. We're going to rear end each of them.
Just keep knocking them out until one of them goes up and we'll be fine.
Right. And then we're going to take one GMC truck, put it on top of another one, and that's a GMC gangbang.
Right.
Until it blows up.
Right. Just slide one in there.
Yeah. So that happened. And then in 2010, last but not least, singer-songwriter Avril Lavigne, who was 25 at the time, divorces Sum 21 lead singer and guitarist Derek Whibley. Yes. 29 at the time.
I don't know why I know that name.
Due to
irreconcilable differences.
Irreconcilable words.
Irreconcilable differences, and then she married Chad Kroeger.
So you think that was the problem?
Right. No. Like she divorced the guy from Sum 41 due to irreconcilable differences. Right. And then married the lead singer of Nickelback. How much does the guy from Sum 41 suck?
Right. Like how here's the thing. We don't know that Chad Kroeger isn't an incredible lover. Like he might.
He is Canadian, so he's probably pretty polite.
That's true.
He probably apologizes for a lot of stuff.
Very sensitive.
And he probably makes really good poutine or whatever. And I don't know, I can't come up with any other Canadian stereotypes right now.
Probably ice skates really well.
Right.
But we know that a lot of people don't like his music because he's a Nickelback, and that's like the meme. I feel like they're a little bit more of a meme now because they're not horrible. They're just as bad as like all the other kind of cookie cutter bands.
The thing,
but like, it's stuck to them for some reason.
People will go out of their way to say they really like Theory of a Dead Man.
Right.
But then like make fun of Nickelback, and it's like, how unless you see the album art, you can't tell which one's which.
Pretty close.
It's the same thing.
So they got shafted by that because they made mediocre music like 10 other bands that we could name, and then for some reason they're the
one that had the easiest joke to make about their name.
Right. And so
because you would buy the album for 10 cents. And hopefully get a Nickelback.
Yeah, there it is.
Right.
But he might be a very passionate lover. We don't know.
Right.
He might be incredibly good with children.
Right.
We don't know. So And maybe
he must if he keeps her around.
Maybe
because
Derek makes really good music, but then also is
mean to puppies or
yeah,
whatever.
puppy kicker. He might be.
Who knows?
Alleged.
Right.
I'm just saying we're not saying
I'm saying maybe. I'm not saying I've seen video of it. Look it up on Reddit.
But he does have big calves. So I'm guessing he could punt that thing a solid like 10 or 12 yards. I'm thinking
just hypothetically.
Depending on the size of the puppy. But so that is all we have for this week in history. So do you need a refresher? Because you're going to pick the most important thing.
Give me a quick rundown on the headlines.
All right. Pencil, Queen.
Not the good queen, the other queen, the one with the hats.
She's lovely. She's really lovely.
Yeah, but she's no Freddie Mercury though.
Right. Spices, Heidi, JR. I should have said spoiler.
Right. Spoilers.
Right. McGangbang. Bomb. And then Nickelback.
Right. I think I might have to go with the Spices.
You're gonna go with
I'm gonna go with the KFC.
Colonel Sanders Wedge's longtime employee Claudia Price. And you're saying that if that hadn't happened,
maybe KFC never would have become a thing.
Maybe
I don't know. I don't know where that happens in the timeline. Like whether he got married and then she pushed him into making
what about
KFC?
What if you do 13 spices?
Right.
I don't know. 9 spices seems like enough. So,
maybe we should split the difference and go with 11.
Oh, okay. Yeah, maybe we'll go.
That's not too many more, right?
Yeah, let's do
maybe
that.
She really was the secret.
Yeah. All right. So there we go.
I'm going to go with the KFC.
The most important thing that happened in this week in history was Colonel Sanders no longer being a bachelor. So that brings us to our last segment. We're going to learn a little bit more about you. Now, I teased this before we did This Week in History that we do have some people in the chat room. We have also Griffin
Earmuffs,
Girl.
Laura.
We have a new person.
Yes.
Right? Hello, Griffin Girl.
Another local.
Hey, hello. We've got some extra girls watching as well. And somebody says it was
Earmuffs.
a Pinto and not a GM truck. So
Yes.
Pintos also explode.
Yes.
But I think this was a truck. Maybe not.
Honestly, it was the 70s. They probably all exploded.
Everything exploded.
It's fine.
Well,
it's fine.
That's what happened is the next week they were like, this Pinto explodes if you put a bomb in it as well.
Right.
And so we're going to do near and far. But as we do this, if people in the chat who are up there on Twitch TV, if you guys have some questions that you'd like me to ask Legolas/BJ and get it on live on the record here, we're going to do that here in just a second. So type those up in the chat room. Without further ado, we're going to do near and far.
Near. Gonna go far again? Far! See? That's what it's all about. You understand?
You understand? So here's what we're going to do. We're going to get 2 stories from you. One's going to be close to home, near, something that's happened near your home or in your home. Being that you're a live streamer, that should be pretty easy. The next is going to be something that's happened on your adventures out and about. So let's start with near. Give us something, tidbit about BJ Legolas, the Twitcaster, the Twitchcaster.
Twitcaster is actually very accurate.
Is it? Okay.
Let's see. A lot of the job has to do with your available bandwidth and that kind of stuff.
Sure.
A lot of people don't need a whole lot of up for their down with their internet speeds, but it's really important for streaming.
Oh, sure.
So you can have a day where your router's just having a bad day or something, and you basically won't know until it's too late.
Oh, because you start streaming.
Yeah, you're streaming and you're going and people are there and they're engaged, and then your router goes, "Nope, I don't want to do this shit."
Right. I worked too hard.
And then and then it completely kills your connection. And this actually happened yesterday.
What? Oh no.
Yeah. So in the live streaming software, you use software, and there are a couple different brands, or not necessarily brands, but different codes. And there's OBS, Open Broadcast Software, is actually what I use. And there's other things that are called XSplit and Game Show and blah, blah, blah.
Sure.
And they all have different benefits, and they all have different ways of handling what are called dropped frames.
Okay.
Where the software is trying to upload a frame to Twitch.
Yeah.
And then Twitch is like, I
missed that.
I got no fucking dukes, man.
Right.
So then it keeps track of that.
Okay.
And I stream at 30 frames a second, which is like normal kind of video, right?
That's pretty standard,
and
right?
I did a stream yesterday that was I think I managed about 2.5 hours before I just completely disconnected. And in that 2.5 hours, I dropped almost 13,000 frames.
That seems like a lot.
That is a lot of frames. I mean, granted, 30 frames a second, there's
That
a lot
adds up.
of frames that go up. So it was only like
10% of them.
It was like 3.5% of the frames that I put up, but it was like I
Enough
was like
to be
just
annoying.
sitting there watching, and I was like just doing my thing and streaming and kind of watching the chat because I have multiple monitors up.
Sure, right.
So I'm like kind of watching the chat and playing the game and trying to interact with chat. And then I sort of look a little bit farther away and I look at the actual software and I see this big red box. And it's like, hey, did you want those frames?
Shit's going down.
Because I don't fucking know where they are. And I was like,
frames,
okay. So when I first noticed, I had already dropped like 3,000 frames. And I was like, I just looked like a minute ago.
Wow.
Have I not been broadcasting anything at all for the last 10 seconds?
One frame every second.
So I was like, that's kind of a normal little rundown of also, modern news, net neutrality, that kind of stuff.
Yeah.
Like this is the thing people probably want to look into because keeping the internet functioning is fairly important, especially for someone doing things like what we do.
Exactly.
Having the internet, not having to pay Xfinity an extra $5 to do a thing.
Yeah, I think that makes
sense. To watch or to listen to podcasts.
One of your fans here, SF Syrup, who I don't know. That's a new person. Hello.
Oh, yeah.
Welcome. Says you should get a better CPU.
The CPU is not the problem. They weren't that kind of drop frames.
No,
they were internet drop frames and not CPU drop frames.
Well, now we're having a conversation that CPU is not the drop frame. Now we're going to have like a tech discussion.
Anyways, now Twitch chat's going to Twitch chat.
Yes, that's good. I like this. So there's a community burgeoning here. This is fun. All right. So, Far, let's get a story about something that's
Far
out and about.
TwitchCon was just recently in October.
So what is TwitchCon?
TwitchCon is a community event, and it's sort of a normal corporate, convention kind of thing where they have vendors come out and promote new products, and they do a big corporate keynote speech where they talk about new things that the platform's going to push out and all that kind of stuff.
So more like a dentistry con than it is like a Comic-Con.
Right. It's a little bit between the two because it is largely, Twitch doesn't exist without broadcasters, but it also doesn't exist without viewers.
Right.
But the con itself is more like there are people that only are viewers that are there, and they go and experience it, and they get to meet people that they see on the internet and get to see faces in real life that they only see on the internet.
Oh, okay. So you get to.
So yeah, you actually get to meet people in person. That's kind of
cool.
Stuff. And it was actually in Long Beach.
Yeah.
So we actually got to go to the Queen Mary.
Oh,
so
that's fun.
their big convention party thing that like basically anybody that went that day got to go to the convention party, and it was at Dark Harbor at the Queen Mary, and it's this whole like haunted house.
Oh, did you really?
Trash punk clown thing. And it was really cool because we went and we had to wait in a lot of lines because there were 14,000 people or something at TwitchCon. There were a lot of people there. They were not all at the party.
Sure.
But there were a lot of people that did go to the party that had to wait and never really got in because the lines there were just way too many people. They were at capacity.
Sure.
So we went all the way to Long Beach.
Oh my God, we've run out of time.
Things happen.
Things happen here. We run out of time sometimes.
That's pretty cool.
All right. Well, you know what? Did you have a good time?
Yes.
Thank you for being on the show. Anyhow, we we will get you back on sometime when things have continued. Go check him out again on twitch.tv/Legalish. This week, Saturday, December 22nd, Vim and Vigor, World of Beer in Ashburn, Virginia. Stone Driver at 930 Club in Washington, D.C. Please like our posts, follow us, retweet us, and share the show on Twitter, Facebook, and Instagram. We cannot do this without you. Do not forget to review us on Facebook, iTunes, and Google Play. Thanks to Kevin Evinger, to McNally22, Justin Rogers, Big Mental Records, Alchemical Records, and Engineer Adam for all of their contributions. Thanks most of all to Legalish/BJ for coming out and doing this. Yeah, absolutely. For wasting a perfectly good hour with us. This has been another wasted hour. And if you just realized that, don't blame us. We warned you.
I'll never get this back.